know I seen another clip. Good morning. Just sprucing up a little bit. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. It's hump day. I miss that little camel on the commercials. Good morning. It's Wednesday. Yesterday, I just could not do a live. I still have the ramification of this headache. The weather is acting really wonky, and there's obviously this huge storm that's about to come in Maryland, and it pretty much looks like Jason's like Friday, like a Friday the 13th, but for like the past 4 days. um, so my sinuses and my headaches stem a lot sometimes from like the weather pressures, and yesterday was really bad. I was barely able to get out of bed until late late in the afternoon, and that was with emergency medication. I'm actually going to go see my neurologist tomorrow around 10, so that way I can get further help because my head is screaming. I'm like at a 4 right now, but yesterday was like a solid 7. So right now I got some Tylenol on me. I got my caffeine to try to help. um, yeah, it was bad, but I'm okay now. So I am working on a tester today. After this live, I'm gonna go live in my Patreon. Um, so yeah, tester today, and I'm gonna make that into a Star Wars bag too. I have this idea. I'm hoping it all works out. Um, I didn't sketch it out, so I might sketch it out before I cut pieces. Sometimes I do that with fabrics, like I'll cut little fabric swatches, and like I love when a designer gives you a page in the bag like a black and white page, because then I can use my imagination to pick out fabrics. So yeah, today I also posted on my Instagram and on my personal page, and I believe on my business page, not in That's So Nova yet because I was taking the kids to school, um, to kick off May the 4th. Tomorrow's May the 4th. So I wanted to kick it off with a Lola. So here's my Lola, and I used canvas and cork and iridescent, and I made a cute little crossbody, and it has person. I really like the way this one came out. This is a really pretty color. This, I believe, was last year's, one of last year's or the year before, Notorious. Serena really knows how to make really beautiful fabric and make it kind of look Art Deco and chic. And I know Renee helps her, one of her admins, helps her tremendously with some of these prints. And this one is so elegant, so elegant that I feel like I had to make it into a Lola. So that is what I made over the weekend. Well, no, this is what I made on Monday. I'm sorry. That's what I made on Monday. Um, I really like it. I did do modifications because if I don't do a modification, it's pretty much not my bag. The only time I don't do for modification is when I'm testing, because I want to be able to give the designer honest feedback as much as I possibly can. So I do have side connectors. I have some different overlays, and I made some rolled handles that have like a little bit of foam in it, so that way the hand is cushioned. I was going to put tubing, but when I talk to some of the people that buy this style bag and they get rolled handles, they actually prefer the foam over the tubing. They love the way the tubing looks, but they don't like the way it feels when you're holding it and it rolls off the shoulder. So I use this round foaming that you can get at Lowe's, Home Depot, pretty much anywhere you can get any tools, and it gives it a nice feel. It's kind of squishy, but it doesn't dig into your shoulder blade. So like I don't know if you've been noticing that I've been talking about comfort a lot more lately in reference to bags, like especially if you're selling or you're giving them away or making them for yourself, make them as comfortable as possible. You don't want to have a gorgeous bag that you just like, oh, you're so beautiful, but I don't wear you because you're uncomfortable. I have one of those bags and I just look at it and it makes me happy that I got it, but it also makes me sad that I can't use it, you know? So yeah, the phone was this and the chain is from Brinkberry. I ordered this a couple years ago. I had like a little bit left. I always keep scrap, so this is a scrap. And this hardware and this zipper pull is from Alchemats. And you know how I feel about them. They're Olivia creates some of the most gorgeous hardware ever. So that is one thing that I did on Monday. Oh, the shirt, hog legal. Someone gave this to me for, I think it was Valentine's Day. I'm pretty sure they got it on Etsy. Everybody always gives me things from Etsy because that's my favorite place to shop. I love getting things from small businesses. It literally makes me happy because I know every time someone buys something from me, I do like a little happy dance. Like it makes me so happy. So I generally like odd things that are unique and usual. You can get that on Etsy. So I would look up Hoggle and Ludo 24 and see if you can find it on Etsy. It's a really comfortable t-shirt too. It's like that it's that t-shirt that's like the cotton, but it also has like that bamboo lycra kind of in it. It's really, really comfortable and soft on the skin. Good morning, Dalva. Good morning, Lynette. Good morning, everyone. Oh yeah, the fabric on the Lola. I want to say it was last year's May the 4th, but it might be the year prior. But if you're in Serena's group, Notorious, and you can see what she has available. I know her strike artists been showing little sneak peeks of what they have. I personally would love to get the damask, the gold and blue damask of Snips, aka Ahsoka. Um, I love I love me some Ahsoka. So that I might have to go into my stop my fabric hiatus to get some more fabric from them. Yeah. The sh- Good morning. Thank you. I know I would vote for them all the time. And I want to get only thing I wish this shirt had is that on the back, if it would say should you need us, I would like totally wear this shirt all the time, like take it in the shower, wash it, dry it overnight so I could wear it every single day. Should you need us? Cuz I think that's actually a pretty good thing to be a president or a vice president. What do you need from us? So, we could learn a lot from that movie. I would vote for them 100%. 100%. That's one of my The Labyrinth is like my all-time favorite movie. It just came up on my personal feed on Facebook like 5 or 6 years ago that I went to the 30th anniversary showing. It was so good, and they also showed a couple other of Jim Henson's works that he never was able to show in public. It was so good. Um, it's crazy to think that movie's 35 or 36 years old now. Uh, and it still holds up. I'm sorry. I love Jared. I know he has some mind. He's trying to mind manipulate you. But it's David Bowie. I have a thing for David Bowie. Good morning. Um, I know my head was killing me yesterday. My head is still hurting. It's funny because somebody did message me whenever they thought I had a headache coming on Monday because I guess my eyes are really animated, and when I get the hooded eyes, everyone's like, "Oh, you have a headache." I'm like, Captain's log is working out because I'm around people all day that don't notice that when my eyes get kind of droopy, it's because I have a headache. But I'm going to the neurologist tomorrow, so I'm hoping. I was on this medication that you have to spray in your nose before. It was really weird. You basically have to follow the weather, and if they say a storm's coming in, you spray it in your nose, and then you continue to do it throughout the storm, and it will prevent headaches. Because when the pressure system drops or rises, I don't know how I'm going to react. Sometimes I'll have like a slight headache where I could pop 2 Tylenols and I'll be okay all day, and other times I'm out. Like yesterday, in my right eye was like a complete halo. I was able to see out of the left eye fine, but the right eye was like like a halo effect. It wasn't good. I want to go to the Jim Henson because my all-time dress that I want to make is Sarah's ball gown dress. I have all the pattern pieces that I need. I've been collecting patterns for her sleeves, everything. I have what I need in books wise, and but I just need to get closer pictures of the dress because the pictures that they show in the movies doesn't really correlate to what you see in person. So I'm trying to get a good combination with it. That's how I was when I made my Red Queen costume. It took me forever to find the right colorways. Yeah, that's going to be a massive project, but it's like one of my favorite things to do. I love cosplaying. Sorry, I'm trying to. Yeah, I love cosplaying. It's one of my favorite things to do. And my friend, she came and did my makeup for the Red Queen. It took me forever to do the Red Queen. We did the hair, the whole 9 yards. I love Alice in Wonderland as well. Yeah, it's still raining. It's been raining since Thursday. I think Thursday when everybody was in the house, I was having anxiety, but I also think maybe I was having anxiety because I knew a headache was coming on. Um, I had a slight headache. Just yesterday when I woke up, I was like, I can't do this. A Pixar, it doesn't happen. Let's see. Let's see. um, let's see. Let's see. Yeah, I want to do that, and I also have this Magnificent, and I have a Wanda. I usually make cosplays out of aprons. That's if you follow me on Instagram, I have like two doctors and aprons. I have one that's a full body corset the 10th for the 10th Doctor. So yeah, it's one of my favorite things to do. I love making clothes. I just don't get to make them as often as I want. I like making dresses. I like to make vintage dresses. It's my favorite thing to do. I like actually just doing cosplay and makeup. I can't do makeup like when people are beating their face and they look amazing and they look like they have chiseled cheeks and all this. I can't do that. Now, you ask me to do a scary makeup, I can do it all day long. So, but normal makeup, no. I can't even get my eyeliner right. I'm like jealous of all the people out there that can wear eyeliner and just like do it. And I'm like, I'm jealous of every single last one of you. Be beautiful peoples. Hold on, I'm trying to get it. My phone's moving slow as molasses. I think my Google my Google inbox is like, please stop taking pictures now. You've got the max of memory. I snap pictures of my kid. My favorite thing to do is snap pictures of my kids and my puppy and Kindle when they don't know I'm taking pictures. That is because I don't like posy pictures. It drives me, it just doesn't feel like I can't get a feel of the photo. So I like taking pictures of them when they're like not noticing me take pictures of them. It's kind of stalkerish, but it's okay because it's my Ohana. Yeah, cluster migraine. Yeah, the back of my neck. Oh my god. Yeah, I had to put Bengay on my neck. I am not joking. And I forgot how bad it burns if you don't put it on after you take a shower. Your skin needs to dry. Holy crap. I thought I like I was like, I'm dying. I'm literally dying right now. I'm trying to get to you. Let's see. I swear I like making I gotta get this fabric. This is one of my favorite makes. It's a Minecraft apron and I do a full circle skirt. I gotta make my daughter's hers. I'm like seriously slacking on getting my daughter's. I also made the Beetlejuice. I made Lydia Dietz red wedding dress as well. I like I like cosplaying. And I like taking people that never cosplay before to a Comic Con. It took me 14 hours to make this, and it's a bone corset, and it does lace in the back. And I had a hand sew all the pearls on. Yeah. off with their heads. I love making dresses. I want to make costumes. Um, I told you when I was younger, I wanted to be a radio disc jockey. The second thing I wanted to be was to be on a TV set or in a theater making dresses and making costumes because I love making costumes. That's why my bags. I feel like the reason why my bags feel unique is because I my motto is I want you to be able to cosplay every day with your bag. You may not be able to dress up as a red queen at work, but let's have a red queen bag. And I think that's when my love of bags happened because I realized that you can have a little piece of your fandom every single day. Yeah, I love making vintage dresses. I have made so many different types. But the Gertie on her, she has a Patreon. She had this dress on her Patreon for that came out that I definitely want to make. She also has like this really cool like apron. It's supposed to be like I Love Lucy kind of feel to it that I'm trying to find the perfect fabric for too. I need to get some rayon because I want it to be like where I could wear it every day and just be nice and comfortable. Good morning, Teresa. No, I have not. I know her. I know who Bernadette Banner is, but I have not. If you were to go into Shinova's rabbit hole, like you'll be like, what is wrong with her? I basically listen to true crime, like it's background noise, and I'll listen to another sewist sometimes, like make something that either I've already made. They're basically giving me making me feel like I'm not alone in the room. If that makes sense. Because if I hear another sewing machine, I'm thinking someone's sewing. So it's either those two things. And then occasionally I'll put on my daughter's um, YouTube channel and listen to, since I monitor her stuff, if I'm backlog, I'll listen to like, she makes a lot of shorts. So I'll watch all her shorts or listen to her shorts and be like, this one's appropriate. This one's not, take it down, that kind of stuff. Thank you. Yeah, that's the way I feel like I want like I my thing is that somebody could legitimately wear this to work every single day, right? They're wearing this to work. It would take a nerd to be like, oh my god, Star Wars. But anybody else will just think it's an Art Deco pattern. So you can cosplay every day with it, just and show your Star Wars proud. Or just like this, you already knew what this was, but if I was to walk down the street and no one's ever watched The Labyrinth, they'll be like, "Oh, who are these two people running for office?" And like that's I like that sneaky where you can find people that know the same thing that you have and they're like, I don't know, you get that connection and you build that conversation, you never know. You made your new friend. I do. Okay, so no, I can't watch Games of Thrones while I'm son, right? That is there's not many shows that I'd have to look up and watch. Like I've watched everything, like Office, like so many times that I can literally lip talk scenes because I know I've watched this episode like 100 times at the very least. The same with the Mindy Project. But Games of Thrones and Pretty Little Liars, for some odd reason, no matter if it's on, it makes me stop whatever I'm doing and pay attention. Because they're both these shows have tidbits that you probably didn't catch the first, second, or eighth time that you watch it. And you're like, oh. So I can't do it with those shows. I don't know why, but I love me some Games of Thrones, like with all my heart. Thank you, Teresa. Oh, yeah. I like to make what the heck? You know what's weird? You never get into the office. You and now Susie from So Girly Fun. She's like, I have never watched Friends, and I'm like, if you're under 20, I'll give you that pass, right? I'll give you, but even then, I'm looking at you side eye because it's on Nick at Night. It's literally on Nick at Night. You have The Office is good because it brings you back to a time where you could do a lot of inappropriate things without having ramifications. It's kind of like Mindy said and Steve Carell said. Now the office could not be right now. Everything that they do is unbelievably inappropriate. But it's funny, especially if you ever really worked in office, you can relate to some of the people that are in the show. And that's how I related. When I worked at Waste Management and at Citibank, there were people in the show. And I swear to you, me and my friends, we would have like eye conversations, like if somebody's doing something stupid in the office. And that's why I like the show, because it brings me back to a time that was a little bit simpler when there was no kids, as well as I used to have eye conversation with people in college, like, like, no, I have not watched up Pushing Up Daisies. Okay, the first season is not the greatest, but the last 3 episodes of the first seasons are pivotal for the second season. Thank you, Tammy. Yeah, I don't understand, like, never watching Friends. Like, I'm like, like, there's a lot of shows I'll be like, yeah, I get it. You never seen that. Just it's kind of like either what that's how I feel about Blackish and Modern Family. All the mockumentaries basically came because of The Office being a mockumentary. So you have all these other ones that trickle down. So like, okay, you didn't watch The Office, please tell me you watched Modern Family. No. And it's like, yeah. You need to watch the Friends and Office. Friends is because it's really dated. It's not realistic. There's no way they could afford that apartment. That apartment literally would probably be like $20,000 a year, a month. It's like in the prime location near Central Park. They couldn't afford it. But it does deal with a lot of issues like dating within a friendship and still trying to remain as friends. It deals with a lot of touchy subjects, and I think it's funny. It's just a funny show. But when you watch it now, it's super unrealistic. It's you know who says I was reading this document, and this is the best way to put it. When I was younger, when Lilo and Stitch first came out, I was obsessed with Lilo and Stitch. I love Stitch because she was bad. I know that sounds weird, but little Nova, I'm not gonna be like, I want to be an angel. I want to be bad because it's fun, right? And I hated Nana. I hated Nana. I will say she's always killing Lilo's vibe. She doesn't even want Stitch. She never believes her. She's always harping on her, right? So I go back and watch Lilo Stitch because my daughter likes it, and I did not like Lilo, and I did not like Stitch. I felt bad for Nana. Her parents died just like Lilo. Their parents are dead, and she basically doesn't get to be a child. She has to be an instant adult to keep her sister. It is a sad and horrible. It is horrible when you look at it at the perspective of her. Like, she doesn't get to be a teenager. She's like 18 trying to keep her 10-year-old sister. She's working multiple jobs to keep the house that her parents had for them and pay the mortgage. It is a horrible thing. This is how you look at I'm sorry, this is how you have to kind of look at The Office and Friends. You look at it with different perspective a couple years later. And I never really thought of that until Lilo and Stitch. When I rewatched it, I was like, oh my God, Lilo is so bad. And she's acting out because her parents are dead. And then she gets badness, and then they just do evil things and bad things together. But by him coming, she has somebody else that she can cast her feelings to, and he knows what it's like to be alone. And everybody's copacetic, but really look at Nana does not get to be a teenager. She doesn't get to go off to college and make mistakes and find out who she's going to be as an adult. She has to become an instant adult at 18. That sucks. Yeah, dude, that I get the apartment on rent control, but like under $2,000, that is a big ass apartment. Okay, that apartment. Every time I visit friends, like literally, it would be somebody renting out every room, including the closet. That I know they say it's rent control, and then the only other thing that drove me nuts with Friends is the fact that Joey's and Chandler's apartment is so vastly different than the one they're in. So is everybody's apartment different in there? Like, generally apartments have the same layout. questions. Yeah. I love Modern Family. You know it's good when my husband watches it. It takes a lot for my him to like the same thing, but we all of us like Blackish because it dealt with a lot of issues that we deal with in our society. And the reason why I loved it was because of Rainbow. Rainbow came from her father being Jewish and her mom being black, and she has a lot of identity issues, and she's a mom, and it made me relate to her because it's just it's hard being biracial sometimes because they dealt with it really well. She gets made fun of from her white counterparts. She also gets made fun of by her black counterparts. And when you're like in a world that is nothing but different rainbows and you're the shade of gray, it kind of sucks. So I like the show. I also like Mixed-ish. I thought it was good, and I'm kind of upset that they took it away, took it down. They canceled it because it dealt with being mixed and biracial in the 80s, and I was like, holy crap, this is yes, and they took it down. It's interesting. There's not a lot. I believe in having shows that can make you have someone you can relate to. I loved Modern Family because actually I thought I was kind of like I'm kind of like the mom in there. Like um, I don't know. She's like Stonewall Jackson. It takes her a lot to cry, and everyone like is like, "Oh, Claire." And, I actually that's the character that I gravitated to the most. And that's what you do when you watch TV. You find someone that you remind you of. Like all my kids say, as much as I love Bob's Burgers, and I'm always like, "Louise is my spirit animal." And my kids are like, "No, dude, you're totally Bob." And like I'm like, "Oh my god!" And Kendall's like, "Yeah, you're Bob." So like you find shows, you find someone that you can relate to, and it makes you feel comfort. That's what it is. And when I was watching Friends, I was just starting off in college towards the eighth season of Friends, the one where Rachel gets pregnant. I just was starting college. Yeah. And I wanted to be like Friends. I wanted to have cool haircuts. I wanted to have the social life. And so I related to the show because there were like a whole bunch of young people like living on their own and going through financial turmoils and changing jobs and dating and breakup, whatever. So it makes you feel good. Like my cousins were really into 90210 because of the same thing. Like they felt they can relate to it. So you just pick those shows. The Office feels good because if you work in any kind of office, there's going to be somebody, one character that you're going to relate to, and one character that's going to remind you of someone at the very least. Yeah, easily. Because that's a big that's a big apartment. Yeah, it's hard. That's why a lot of people my kids like Mixed-ish, my kids love Blackish, and my daughter loves Grownish. I think that the ABC was really smart about putting the shows like that. I love Fresh Off the Boat. Like, oh my god, that was my show. When they stopped making Fresh Off the Boat, I wanted to boycott ABC with all my heart. I That is one of my favorite shows ever, ever, because it's in the 90s, and I actually relate to the mom where she wants to be like helicopter mom and she has to be great at everything. I was like, oh my god, Fresh Off the Boat is a hilarious series. Like it deals with a lot too, like dealing with being different in the 80s. And so I think ABC does a pretty good job with coming out with good family shows. Yes. Yeah. I will see. And for me, my mom is black and my dad is Hispanic, but everyone, we just have a very different take. It's just very different. Like this is my mom. That's my mom and me. So my mom's black. So I always had a very interesting take on things. My mom is like the most low key, chilled, humble person you ever met. She's so tiny and she does have a big personality. She's so tiny. She's 5 foot nothing. She's always like, I'm 5 foot one and a half. She's tiny. She wears a size 4 in kids' shoes. I'm just throwing that out there. Um, she has a big personality, and she had to go through a lot doing like being married to my dad. And my dad had to went through a whole lot being married to them. So it was really interesting to find when I was able to find other biracial kids, and we could both talk about the trials and tribulations of not being whole. Um, so it was cool. Like that's why I love Blackish. And when they had their last episode, I refused to watch the last episode because in my head, if I never watch it, that means that the series is still going on. I know it makes no logical sense whatsoever, but it took me like a year and a half to watch the end of the Winchesters because I was like, no, no, I'm not gonna watch it. um, so I don't know. There's a lot of good shows out there, but Friends, I feel like everyone should watch. I do think if you worked at any kind of office atmosphere, even if you worked in retail or whatever, you will relate to The Office because it's just simple, horrible humor, but it's funny and dealing with the day like life day to day. They do have some very funny and meaningful like episodes. But again, if you're ever having a bad day, watch. I think it's season 6 or no, was it season 4 or 5 when Dwight has trying to show people how to do CPR with a CPR dummy. That is like the funniest episode. That is the funniest TV thing I've ever seen in my life, and it makes me laugh and it takes me out of my bad mood. And when Dwight tranquilizes Stanley to bring him to a a sales pitch, hilarious. Yeah, my mom is she's really beautiful. See, all biracial people unite. Aw. Okay, my face is doing something weird on here. Yeah, I don't know. I always notice that really short people always want to add that. Like I say I'm 5'9", but realistically I'm 5'9" and a half. But I don't go around like I'm 5'9" and a half. I'm just like I'm 5'9", right? But I notice with people that are either extremely tall or extremely short, that half inch or that 1/4 of an inch or 3/8 of an inch count. Because my husband doesn't say he's 6'4". He's like, I'm 6'4" and a half. And you're just like, we get it. You're tall. Okay. You say 1/4. I'm 5'1 and 1/4. I get see, why do you have to do that, Shannon? Like, that's my mom. My mom's like, I'm 5'1 and a half. And I'm like, so you're instead of like, you know how like my mom can easily say my mom looks really, really young. She can easily say she's in her late 40s, late 30s, early 40s, but she doesn't. She tells she's proud of her age, but she'll lie about her height. Like I was with her in the DMV when she was like, I'm 5'1 and a half. And I'm like, she's not. She barely can see over the steering wheel. I'm fairly certain she's possessed. She has to crawl on to the counter to get something off of the dishes. So like, and they're like, but all of my siblings, we always riff on my mom's height. Like it's just because we're all taller than her. Um, but yeah, she's she's a fierce little thing. Like honestly, if I didn't know her, I would never want to get in a fight with her. She is feisty. Like she is like I don't know. She full fledged has Napoleon syndrome. However, she is one of the she will give her clothes off her back if she knows you need them. She's really, really humble and really kind. She has a huge heart, the biggest heart I've ever seen anyone have. But she's also full fledged. She goes like 0 to 100 real quick. Like I don't. It's like stepping on eggshells. Like okay. Yeah, no, I don't have a stool. The only time I need to get a stool is Kendall. When I do the room tour, Kendall did a leather and cork wall where it is hung like on this like raptor and cord thing. It's really cool. It holds a lot of weight. Like I could probably put one of my kids up there to scare him. I've been thinking about that I like to prank people. So I was thinking to maybe put him in there when he goes into the washroom to like yell out surprise, but he doesn't like pranking. So, he so we when we go up there, he has the cork, and like today I'm like I have a test and I want my orange cork, and I know I bought it from my Handmade Space like 5 weeks ago, but I can't find it. So if I have to climb on a step ladder and I am not agile. We all need to know our strengths and weaknesses. I fall. I like have half of my fingertip cut off right now from Monday's expedition. So I'm I'm a klutz. So I'm like, here, go. That's the only time I use it is to find the wonder of my stash of cork, because Kendall had decided to put it like on, like, the basement is 12 feet. He had to put it like the last 2 feet above the thing. I'm like, what the hell, man? Like, I gotta get out of store. Not trying to complain because he built it for me, but that is, I wind up now just asking him before I go to bed, can you get this color cork and this color cork? Okay, so I did. Oh, I got this on Monday, and I was going to show you guys yesterday. So I got Mojo's the regular and the black and white. I have never used her black. Look at how cute this is, though. Seriously, you guys see me mixing, and I'm actually going to put this somewhere close by. But I want to show this. She really packages with such care. Like, these things are not going anywhere. I love these things too. I have this thing where I always want to take this and like put it on my face and like do watercolor so I can be like a mermaid. I'm weird, okay? Because it's like, it's if you do it, then you're gonna be like, oh, I see what she said. But yeah, I was looking at her colors. They're so red and blue. And the reason why I'm also doing this is, so I'm in the group yesterday after my headache, and I'm like scrolling down, and I go into Mojo's group because the personality and the vibe is really up. Like, she shows, oh, guess what? There's a collab with Wizardly Stitchery. Why is it black iridescent? I need to know if it's going to be available to the public. It's black iridescent. I'll just be painting random edge painting. Like, you don't need edge paint, but you do because it's black iridescent. Hold on. Let's see. All right, so we have the black, the yellow, and the white. I need to buy her primers and the blue and the green. And then with these colors, she gives you a color chart. It's going to bring you back to kindergarten. And you do it. But you seen me the other day, I was trying to find a mint green, and it took me like an hour to mix this thing, but it works out every time. It's fun. It's part of the making of the bags. Yes. There's a stool in the kitchen, and we give it to Hope, but Hope now is having a growth spurt. But when we really are adamant about our kids learning their laundry, Hope is small. Hope is the same height as my son, and my son is in 5th grade, and she's in 7th, and she's probably weighs 5 pounds less than him. She's just very petite, and she reminds me of my mom, small but mighty. But when she does go into to wash her clothes, she does get on stools. And it's really hard to refrain from jokes because it's a natural instinct because I did it to my mom. She's so tiny, though. She doesn't even know. Yeah. My mom said that her revenge to me was like, all my kids are going to be taller than me. I know Kinkin's going to be tall. I thought Faith was going to be taller, but she's like 5'6". I thought she's going to be taller, and she's going to be about to be 18. So I don't know about Hope. She's so petite. Like, she's so, so tiny. But that's what happened to me. I was in gymnastics, and then all of a sudden I stopped. And like over the summer, I grew like, I swear, 9 inches. It was there. So I don't know. Kinkin has always been in his 90th percentile of his height and weight. So I automatically assume he's gonna be big. He's like a puppy. He's all head, hands, and feet. Okay. Okay, yeah, then I'm okay. You guys seen it's Shannon said it's gonna be available with our curated pack. Now I want to know what is in your curated pack. Just might have to do a live together so you can explain to everybody and show everybody the pretties. Yeah. And I don't know. I love her packaging. Okay, so I'm really big. I don't do packaging. I will ask Kendall to do a packaging thing because he does mines with all like recyclable stuff, and like he has the ribbons that are recyclable. Even my business cards are made on recyclable card stock. He cat I didn't pick any of that. I just tell him what my favorite color is, and that's all I go for. I'm really blessed to have someone that is talented like that. My other person I love, their packaging is Monica, and maybe I'll do an interview with them because their packaging is important. I do get comments on my Etsy or on my Facebook page like, "Oh, I loved how she did this or this," and they like lo and behold, they don't know I give the bag to my husband and give the thank you gift, and I just walk away from there. After I print out the label, I'm no longer a part of the process. And I'm gonna be 100%. I don't normally even print out the label. I usually send the label to Kendall so he can print it downstairs because I don't want to go downstairs because I'm already in bed. So I'm like, okay, this person. And then Kendall's like, do do do, like wrapping it up, and I'm like, keeper. Monica's packaging is really beautiful, and I love Mojo Sews. Like I said, I really like the box has the netting, so I feel like it's protecting the glasses, and just like the little thing, her little monkey, and then it's stripes, and like I don't know. I can look across the room and I know this will be Mojo Sews paint. So packaging to me, I is something that I always look at, and she does an excellent job. Trying to gain that one. Like if I stand fully erect and not slouch over, I'm 1/4 of an inch taller. Yeah. Her paint is great. I'm telling you, I have the purple one over there. That I use the iridescent purple one here. Sometimes when I don't want to put end caps on stuff, I'll just paint the ends with edge paint. I consider it finished. But when you pop like have that pop of color, it'll work out. Packaging is everything. Oh my god, yes. So Nicole has really good packaging as well. Like I feel one, I want to I want to order from New Moxie just for the tins alone. Like I feel like she should have a 10 of the month club, like where we can just get. I use them for everything, and my daughter steals them. There was like these two heart tins, and I don't have them. Hope has them, and she's like, "Oh, I put my bracelet in this. I put this in this," and I'm like, "But they're mine." I did steal the Pokemon one back. I gave her stuff, but then I stole the tin, and now it's missing. So I'm pretty sure either Hope or Kendall stole it from me. We're big at taking each other's stuff in this house. Like, if you're ever by me and you have a nice pen, I will steal it. I like pens. I'm not gonna pretend that I'm not gonna steal it. I'd rather be honest and upfront. Do not write near me if you have a nice pen because I will steal it and you won't even notice it's gone for days. And then you're gonna be like, oh. One time at Olive Garden, I signed a check and the pen was really nice. I gave the person a bigger tip and I was like, here's an also good tip. Never put a nice pen. And I gave her a big tip so she could buy another one, but I took the pen. I didn't say I was the best person. No, oh God, no. That's why I send everything to Kindle. Like my printer is horrible. I want to take a bat to it all the time. And Kindle thinks I'm crazy enough to do it. And I would, but the kids use the printer. I hate my printer with all my heart. It just doesn't work. So I'm just saying, I will steal a pen. I like pens, and then I get mad when people try. Then I have this weird thing. I have all these Star Wars pens, and I refuse to use them. And Kendall's like, the ink is going to dry up. They're going to dry up. I'm just like, I don't want to use them. He's like, they're not collector items. I'm like, I just don't want to. But let it be a good pen. Like, don't have one of those really smooth gel pens that don't, because you know how normally when you write, there'll be like spaces of like no ink. If it flows nicely, I'm taking it. I'm taking it. I don't know. And I have a problem because whenever I go to So Magical, I even bought like a size pen. If people were selling regular pens, I was buying them because I like pens. I don't know. Oh gosh, she has the coolest stuff though. Like I already told you, if you want hardware that has everything from rivets to labels to purse feet to everything, that is your person. Every single time. Like I like different color rivets on bags. Oh my god. Is it I hate when a pen has skip ink. That's why I don't like the freaking everyone's talking the friction pens. I hate those pens with them. I always get like, oh, it draws, oh, 2 inches of blank space, but just the line that won't go away ever. There's so many nice stuff. I do recommend doing I whenever I order from Nicole's website, I do it on my laptop. My mobile sucks. Like my mobile phone sucks. Like I don't get half the notifications from anything, and then I'll get my email will be like, "Oh, didn't you see that?" I'm like, "No," because unfortunately, Facebook and Instagram apps don't work, and I'm not going to be here with my laptop all day. I usually hunker down at night, listen to some weird true crime, which I listened to a story yesterday that was absolutely horrible, and I had no idea. There's like no death in it, but it's the most terrifying story I've ever heard. And I'm trying to figure out why I never heard this on the news. It could be because I don't watch the news faithfully, but I was like, Kendall, you need to go to bed. And he's like, no, I'm not tired. I'm like, I can't. I'm really sleepy. He's like, what did you listen to on YouTube, Shnova? And I was like, I told him the story, and he was like, oh, okay, I'll just bring my laptop up there. You can go to sleep. I was like looking in my bathroom, side eyeing, thought I heard something. There, long story short, this family moves into a home. A lot of weird stuff happens. Like doors would open, and the wife is like, "Hey, did you guys hear the door slam?" And the husband's like, "No, it's just old house, whatever." So they're about to go to a party, and they're looking for the beach blanket, and they couldn't find it, and they left. When they came back home, the blanket was folded nice and neat onto the couch, and everybody looked for it, and they were like, "We could have mistaken it. We mistaken it. It's not there. It's not there." And then other things start to happen. There will be like missing things in the house and whatever. And the family decided to go on vacation. They lived in Hawaii. They went to LA just so that they can stop arguing about missing things and door slamming and all that. When they came back in the house, the whole house was destroyed except the husband and wife's bedroom. So they called 911. They made the kids stay in the car, and they get this guy that has been living inside their house walls, like the attic, the basement, like the crawl spaces. Like he's like die harding in their stuff. He's like, oh, let me go through the vents, and he has a journal of experiments that he wants to do with each one of the kids and the adults. I was like, are you? So yeah, Kendall, come upstairs. I'm sleepy. I'm not going to bed. I'm not going to bed. So when I heard the story on YouTube, I'm like Googling it. I'm like, I want to believe that I would know someone's in the house, but yesterday I was all skittish because I was by myself after I heard the story. I like scary stuff, but then I like my mind plays tricks on me, and then I think that I'm going to be in the same scenario. It's really bad. Nicole's is amazing. Yeah, so that's basically what I was doing all day yesterday was laying down resting, and I was listening to like there's a book series called 411, like missing people in America, and I was listening to different stories, and I'm just like, how are we not hearing this stuff on the news? So that's what I was doing all day yesterday. Why I had like I have this weighted eye mask. It's like has like beads or whatever. It's supposed to help relieve sinus pressure. Like the beads do pressure points around your eye socket. And I have this ice thing that you stick in the fridge and you put on the back of your neck for like cluster headaches and whatever. And I was just in a dark room, and Loki was like snuggled up with me, and we were listening to 411 different people that have disappeared in America. Yeah. And then I was into this podcast where people telling where they thought they seen Bigfoot. I don't know why I listen to stuff like that, but I do. But I'm gonna go start testing this bag today because I want to finish it and then give feedback. And I'm going to turn it into um, a Star Wars theme. I believe this bag is going to be out on Friday, and I am excited for it. I love Clutch and Couture because Jacqueline does a lot of unique shapes. She's not afraid to do something completely unique. So I'm excited for that. And then I can share it with you on Friday if it does come out. Um, I have a bag for tomorrow that I made for on Sunday for May the 4th. And it's dealing with Alchemets. And it actually is dealing with a box that Shannon made with Alchemets. But the bag is pretty unique. So, yeah, getting ready for May the 4th. Getting all the lightsabers out. Yeah, I'm really excited. Oh my God. Yes. We need to, the retreat's going to be amazing. I'm really excited about that. I can't believe it's like in 3 or 4 weeks now. Like, didn't know. I do plan on doing Captain Logs there. So if somebody pops on with me, then you'll be able to see a familiar face. And when you see them make comments now, you can be like, I remember them. So I will put, when this ends, I will put information to Mojo Sews because I think she's having a pre-order for her neon colors, which are pretty amazing. Especially I have this thing with like, I want to do like a graffiti bag with neon colors for a Spider-Man theme. It's just been in my head and I'm just trying to pan it out. And I got, then you just heard you read, Shannon said that there's going to be a curated box. So Black Iridescent. I'm gonna be like, I want all of it. I'm gonna just be storing them in the fridge so that they don't go bad. Why is this in the fridge? No, don't worry about it. I need like a small refrigerator for like paints because I feel like this is a good size because you can go through it with it for a whole year and then recycle the jars. I'm really excited. Yeah, I love that because the print that was in Shannon's box with Olivia, that fabric print is gorgeous. And I'm hoping Olivia does run that. I think she is going to run it. It is truly beautiful. And I think it can make a lot of elegant bags, like so many elegant bags. It's a very unique print. So yeah, tomorrow's May the 4th. So we're going to be flooded on Instagram and Facebook with all these cool May stuff. So I'm kind of excited. All right, well, I am going to hop off, stuff my face, and start to test. I don't know. I just felt like okay, so I have two friends that do makeup. One that does sci-fi makeup, and the other one that does like wedding makeup. And both of them, if a makeup is about to go bad, they stick it in the fridge. So I'm wondering if paint could do the same. I might have found something. I don't know, but I live in Maryland, and my basement is always cool. Like it is, if it's 90 degrees outside, it doesn't even get 50 degrees in my basement. It's bad in the winter. That's why I have a portable heater, and I put on the press when I don't even need it. It produces heat. It's really sad, but you got to do what you got to do. Yeah, nail polish in the refrigerator. So I'm thinking, I don't know, maybe Mojo can like let me know because I like literally want a little mini fridge in here, and I would have just, here's my paint samples. All right. I hope everyone has a good day, and I'll talk to you real soon. Okay. Happy sewing. Bye.